What's up, watch peeps? So today we're here to take a look at a Sinn. So what do I know about Sinn? Well, they were founded in 1961 by Darth Helmet. It was by Helmet Sinn, and he believed that quality pilot watches were unnecessarily expensive. If only he had access to Kickstarter, he could have beat movement to cutting out the middleman by 60 years. Now, all joking aside, they operated independently until 1994 when they were acquired and got that longer name, Sinn Special something GmbH that you see today. So what are some of the things that Sinn is known for? Well, I know they made strides in dehumidifying capsule technology and anti-magnetic protection, but the one thing that most people seem to find interesting is the fully tegimented cases and bracelets. So what is that? I don't know. I don't know the science behind it, but it's some kind of case hardening process, and that also provides a level of scratch resistance. I've seen it put to test, and it's no joke. So what do I know of Sinn? My experience with Sinn? My first Sinn was a 104, the black dial with the stick markers, and great watch. I really love the bezel on that. It's a 60 click and a countdown instead of count up. Two of my favorite things. But it's a fully polished case, and I had the fine link bracelet with it too. So there was a lot of shine going on, and I just didn't mesh with it. So my next run-in with Sinn is the 556 that we're going to take a look at today. So yeah, this is another one of my own watches. Let's get to it. I'm Pete, and we are chilling with watches. All right, guys. So first things first, wrist check. I am wearing a CWC G10. This is one of the modern variations with 200 meters water resistance and a sapphire crystal on a pretty sweet $4 AliExpress NATO. But what we're here to look at today is the Sinn 556. So I believe these are available from watchbuys.com. That is the only US retailer of Sinn watches. And I believe these 556 on bracelet are $13.80 new. I have the black dial stick marker variant here. There's also an Arabics dial, which to me is a little more fun, but I think this one is more versatile. So let's give it a few winds. It is running already, but crown unthreads very nicely. Winds smoothly. There's a good pop. Stops very readily in every position. Hacks. Very easy to set. Date flips crisply at midnight. Yeah, so pops back in. The crown itself, that is like a coin edge crown. It is, well, it's not going to compare to the size of a crown on a dive watch. Let's see. 5.7 millimeters. But compared to the size of the watch and as far as it protrudes, it's very easy to grab and get purchase on. There's no problems there. It's a coin edge crown, as you can see. So the movement in the Sinn 556. Let's take a quick look. This is an ETA 2824 with that Sinn gold rotor. Always nice to have a display case back, but even cooler to have one in a 200 meter watch, right? So having that 2824 means that this will be a reliable watch for years to come. Easy to service, should be handled by almost any competent watchmaker. Case size, let's see. I'm reading 38.3, 38 and a half. It's probably 38 and a half. The lug to lug. .46. Case thickness 11 on the nose. And it's a 20 millimeter lug width. I don't know that I even need to measure that. 20 millimeter lugs. and a sapphire crystal. I think the water resistance on these stayed on the back. I believe it is 200 meters. Yeah, 20 bar you can see at the top there. So let's take a, before we talk about the movement, we'll take a quick look at the case profile. So 11 millimeters, it's a thin, easy to wear watch. Brushed all over. Not too big of a protruding case back, so it sits very nicely on wrist. It's not a signed crown, but it does have drilled lugs. And as I said, it's brushed everywhere, which really gives it that tool look, right? Bracelet on this one is this is the H-Link, which I really like this bracelet. Let's see, it starts at 20, what's it taper down to at the end? Starts at 20, tapers down to a little under 18. So decent enough taper. A couple more millimeters would probably be ideal, but I can deal with it. One of the things I don't like about this watch is the clasp. Now, I mean, it is milled, but I feel like this outer part, it's just pressed, there's no buttons, and it's just fold over. But I've never had any issues with it coming loose or anything, but it just doesn't have that, doesn't feel as solid as you want. You can see it has a good pop there. It's hard to undo, but not my favorite. Let's see how it looks on wrist. Sorry, I'm trying to get the CWC off there. Stupid NATO straps. Yeah, so here it is on my 7 1/4 inch wrist. Let's see. Is it small on me? I don't know. This is about as small as I like to go, but for this style of watch where you want it out of the way, unobtrusive, it's really a good wear. That's about how I'd like a tool watch to fit. That's not a diver, I guess. So yeah, let's take a look at it side by side with some other watches that you might know. I mean, well, let's do a SKX first. Everybody knows an SKX. So here it is compared to an SKX size-wise. I mean, oddly enough, it doesn't look that much smaller. I'm guessing because it's a mostly dial, right? All right, let's see. What else do I have here? You can see it next. This is a 36 millimeter, the CWC. So we're slightly larger than that. And I also have, the Traska right here. We can take a look at. Let's see, what is the Traska? The Traska is a 38, right? So this Traska is actually half a millimeter smaller than the Sinn. But as you can see, it actually looks like it wears larger because the dial's bigger. On wrist, I'd say the difference between these two is negligible. They wear pretty much the same. Put that, pile up that SKX out there. Oh, here I have a notice here. I actually have a very cool notice here. This is a 1-of-1 notice dive pearl in the field watch case. So basically a Sector Explorer. And well, what size is this? Trying to see if I'm getting a good. Yeah, this one's about 38. Right, I'm probably not grabbing that perfectly across from one another. So these are about the same exact size. And yeah, they really don't look that much different. You would expect the white dial to look larger, but it doesn't. I guess it's a half millimeter smaller than the Sinn, but it looks much smaller. There's that. I also have the Tudor Ranger down here. Now this would be a similar style watch that is larger. The Tudor Ranger is a 41 millimeter case. So again, that wears larger, but you know, not monstrously larger like you might expect. Again, both being mostly dial. And I am holding them at the same depth. So that's a fair comparison. The Zinnware is smaller, but not immensely so. So yeah, let's get a Lume shot before we flip the camera back around. Alright, so here is the Lume on the Sinn. Pretty good Lume. This watch is just as legible in the dark as it is in the light. And there it is on the table compared to alongside all the other watches. Alright, let's flip the camera back around and close this thing out. So there you have it, the Sinn 556. All in all, a very cool little tool watch. I'd recommend it to almost anybody. It suits a wide variety of wrist sizes. It's reliable. It's versatile. I don't think you'd be disappointed if you got one of these watches. So let me know what you guys think of this watch in the comments below. And before I let you go, sneaker check. Just felt like a Chucks kind of day. And if it's not too much trouble, like, subscribe, and come back next time. Peace.